Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Steve Archibald, head volleyball coach at La Cueva High School. And thanks for coming on. This seems like to be a yearly thing. Congratulations on winning the Metro tournament.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I tell you, it just seems, I'm reading this on my impressive last 5 years. I mean, 3 losses. Have a little record going on. I know you don't like to speak on that, but 54. You're 2 away from hopes to be in second place, and West Mesa sets the record at 118 games. But what a run!
It has been. We don't think about it. I don't think about it a lot. We're just kind of going through it, and hopefully we can just keep things moving along. It's built a good program there at La Cueva, and I think we have some good girls, and they're just hungry to win, and we don't really think about streaks. We're going for that blue championship at the end of the season.
Let's talk about West Mesa. You knew the coach.
We would like to thank the following sponsor.
And also talk about, what a run. Now, at 118, I mean, you're at 54, and you understand the pressure, and even though just winning is tough enough, but
right.
to win 118 in a row.
Yeah, I used to coach at Cibola back in the day, JV, and Charlie Guest was the head coach out there at West Mesa and built a huge program. Girls coming in from middle school wanting to play at West Mesa. They were a dominant team at the time. When I was at Cibola, we were runner-up. We were in their district at that time, and so we would play them every season, and they just had some phenomenal athletes. Some of them are coaching now, and some of them have kids that are coming through the high school program at this time.
Well, it was 1988 to 1993, and I've told you this many times on this show, is that how volleyball has evolved over the last 20 years is to see the athletes on the court. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's the transition from just the old type scoring to the rally scoring to just girls playing all the way, club season from December all the way through May, and then they start their high school season. So volleyball has just taken off. I think it's the fastest growing sport in the nation, and just people are playing, and the boys side is starting to play as well. So it's just the sport has evolved so much.
Well, and I tell you, and the crowds. I know you got a big match tonight against Cleveland. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but just amazing the intensity and the level of when you go into a gym and watch volleyball.
Yeah, that last Thursday was a huge match for us. We played Cibola, coming off of playing them in Metro, and they had a huge student crowd. We had a crowd, but our crowd was more of our parents and a few others. Unfortunately, it was a football game for us that night, so our student section couldn't come. But Cibola brought a big crowd, and it was good atmosphere there at Cibola.
Well, just the week before, you actually ran into Cibola, and 2 years earlier, Cibola beat you in the Metro tournament. It was something that you worked on the next year, and you beat Cibola, and then now it's 2 years in a row you beat Cibola to redeem that one loss. And so that's a good motivation for you when you're playing in the Metro tournament, especially when you see Cibola in the finals.
Exactly, and we went in there. I think the first time we went in a little bit, I would say cocky, and the girls they beat us. And then so the next 2 years, every time we played Cibola, we just remembered, hey, they beat us. We went in a little overconfident. We need to be grounded and just play volleyball. And I think that's what happened is we ended up just being grounded, playing our type of volleyball, and not letting Cibola take over the match.
I tell you, we got some clips right here with West Mesa. At Rio Grande, and kind of throw those clips out as Aaron. Well, I guess we're having some tech. There we go. We got your speech at the end here. Yeah. Here's some highlights.
There's a nice little dig from Utash, and then Karina Worley just putting the ball down. She sees the court so well, and then that was Victoria Malhaller going down the line. She's dangerous if she gets a hold of a tight set on the outside. And there's Malhaller again. Cibola played awesome defense. They were just picking up everything. But I think when we go quick in the middle, that transition quick with Sophie Doof, it's kind of unstoppable if we can go quick. Here is Cibola with a nice back row attack, and then we had a good dig from Archuleta. And then Newtash, one of our freshmen, coming in on the outside and getting the kill. Here we go. It's nice little back set dump from Worley. Just caught Cibola just asleep right there, and she just did a little back set dump, and then Martha Holler with a kill. Here we go to Taya Kalachek with a kill as well. We just had a really good run this night. We beat Cibola 3-0, and here we go with Worley. We're at game point for the third set. And we got the block with Kalachek and Anna Hayes to end the game.
And then you have your little speech at the end there. Did we have that there, Aaron? There we go.
There we go.
Your thoughts when you're speaking here?
Well, it was just kind of a little, just didn't know what was going on with. We beat them 3-0. I was happy. I was elated. It was a good win. We just put everything all together. It was kind of like it was a great night for us that night because we came in expecting Cibola just to kind of tear us up, and they're tough with their offense. But we were able to control that match from the get-go. We just built leads, and they never got into any of the sets.
Well, I tell you, very, very impressive. And let's talk about the gym at Rio Grande. How nice is that? I mean, I've spent the summer there, and I just had Pete Pino on my show last week, and I tell you, what a state-of-the-art facility.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice gym. It turned out great for us. It was a jumpers gym on both sides. It's kind of jumping in there. It wasn't flat. Like our gym is really flat when you jump. That was a really good gym, a good atmosphere. The field. I just wish we would have had a little bigger crowd.
Well, I was going to say that's a journey. I mean,
right.
but once you get there, the atmosphere and the way they built that gym, and then also the hospitality that I tell you, Pete Pino and the people at Rio Grande really do a great job with hospitality.
Yeah, it was a nice Metro Championship. Just that gym, it was well lit. It was, like I said, a jumpers gym, so it worked out well for us.
You mean by jumper, man, is the
the
floor court has a little bounce to it, I guess.
Yeah. And it's not, if you go to La Cueva's gym, our floor is just dead. There's so many dead spots, so you can't really get a real good feel. But this one, you can get up there, some hops on the gym when the hitters are going up.
Well, I was watching that, and I've watched your team, pretty intensively for the last 5 years. Okay, I tell you what, you have some players on that team. I mean, speak about them a little bit. I mean, and they seem to be they communicate very well on the court.
Yeah, we have some great athletes that have been coming through La Cueva. Our communication is great. We mesh really well. We started this summer, and they've been playing together. They didn't play club together, but they've been playing now since July, and we're meshing really well. They can read each other. They know what play is going to come on, and our setter just runs that team like a quarterback. And I think that's what I've been lucky is I've had some really good setters that have been able to just lead that team.
I tell you what, we're going to go to the Everguard top 10 plays of the week, Everguard Roofing top 10 plays of the week, and come back and talk more about La Cueva volleyball.
Coming off the edge there is Capital. There's the blitz. Nice pickup. Right up the middle, wide open. Hit him is going to be a foot race. One that's easily won. Touchdown. And I believe that's number 12, Finn Thompson.
He crosses it. And there's your first goal of the game. That'll open it up for us, make it 1-0.
Set up with 3 to the side, the motion. Pitch out to Elijah Gonzalez. He finds a gap, and Elijah Gonzalez is pushing his way through. One man to beat. He leaps out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Morris, high snap, out of 5-step drop under pressure, jumps in the air to pass, and complete. And over the middle, up to about the 35, still dragging his tackler up to about the 37-yard line. So
back again is Aiden Cardiel, and if I'm Cardiel too, well, he's back at the 45, so he's expecting at least a 45. Oh, it's blocked! Juan Aragon hopping on that ball. If they're saying it's right on the goal line, it's a safety. Here comes Bridget Hurley. She gets it around Miloshovsky, but Hurley didn't really have much help up that direction. She's got Benavidez, a shot up, and that one will be in as Hurley, almost like a knuckler to the top, Bridget Hurley.
and on 10 back. Morris 5-step drop. Going to launch it down the right side of the field. Deep ball caught by Renfro. Renfro, one man to beat. Renfro will stroll into the end zone. I don't see any laundry this time. Touchdown. A 66-yard strike from Latavius Morris to Marquise Renfro.
Here we go. He's on the roll.
He rolls to his left. Got to step up and throw.
He
Got a
got
receiver
hit.
out there. Caught. And it's going to be a touchdown for Marcus Ochoa. A 71-yard touchdown as Brody, his second touchdown pass. And
Oh, what a setter's attack. Worley. They drew up here. Levo's looking right. He has a guy in the end zone. And that's a touchdown to Mitchell. And that'll put him up with 30 seconds to go in this fourth quarter, 62-56, El Dorado Eagles.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Ball coach at La Cueva High School and 7-0 right now. And I tell you what, big game tonight, Cleveland. Talk about Cleveland. A nice article about Hatch in the newspaper today. If you haven't read it, I mean, amazing what she's accomplished. And
Yeah, Cleveland is a tough squad. They're huge. They're big. Marianne Hatch is a great setter. She's off to UNM. I think after this fall, she's gonna, I think is what I heard, is graduate early and then start up at UNM. She's leading that team over there, and Cleveland's going to be a big test for us tonight. They're, like I said, big. They're scrappy. They're going to put up a big block, so we just have to be smarter than their block and try to find some holes, use their high hands, and then go from there.
well, it seemed like Cleveland, Rio Rancho, and La Cueva in the historic, I mean, they've always been top-notch teams, and they have a good history of volleyball.
Yeah, for the metro area, Cleveland has been up there, Rio Rancho, and then us, which is kind of us battling back and forth, the three of us. Toby had a big streak, in the early 90s or late 90s. And then Cleveland came aboard when they took over. They got a lot of athletes that went over from Rio Rancho, and it's been us three that have been competing year in and year out. You'll have some other teams in the metro area that come out and put a run, but I think for consistency, those three squads have been
Well, like I said, I've been watching it, and those. It seems like, and you just said it, like your time is now. You got that streak going on right now, and I know Toby had it, and I had Toby on for like 3 or 4 years on my show, and I'm letting you know that you're one of my top guests right now. It seems like in the last 4 years, you've been probably on 7 or 8 times, but keep that streak going.
I'll try to.
Okay, but I tell you this. Something new this year. This starts this week. Kind of tell everybody the trip to Phoenix.
Yeah, so, I think people heard about a year and a half ago, APS did allow APS teams to travel starting January of this year. So our baseball team, our cheerleading squad went out of town, and we've been given the opportunity to attend the Nike Tournament of Champions this weekend. So we'll be flying out on Thursday and then heading back on Sunday, and we'll be playing some of the top teams in the nation. And we have looking forward to the opportunity to be invited to this tournament. We'll have four matches. We'll play pool play on Friday and then 4 matches on Saturday. Hopefully today or tomorrow we'll find out which teams will be in our bracket, but some of the top teams in the nation will be there.
Well, and it's 36, 36, and 36, three different tier levels, and right now you don't know where you're at. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, there's 3 different, divisions. We don't know which division we'll be in. We'll hopefully sometime today we'll be informed, and then we start battling on Friday morning.
And if I'm correct, this is like the Western. And there's an Eastern Championship, and there's a Western Championship, and you're in the Western.
We're in the Western. The Eastern was a couple of weeks ago in Florida, so we've been invited to this one, and it's our next door neighbor, Arizona. I think Rio Rancho's gone out there a few years ago, but we're probably the next only other New Mexico team to get an invite, and we're headed there this week.
Well, could your players be overlooking? I mean, is that something you're concerned about? I mean, you got a trip coming up. It's the first time it's on a national level, and you have Cleveland tonight.
No, I think the thing is we're zoned in for Cleveland because a lot of my girls play club with their girls, so there's a little bit of a rivalry there, which helps that we know them as team and as players. So. We're looking forward to this big match tonight. We're trying to draw a lot of our student section. They're going to bring their student section. So we're just excited because naturally this is a volleyball rivalry. In the last 5 to 10 years, us and Cleveland have been battling back and forth.
So anyway, back to the Phoenix trip. How many games will you play during that week?
So we'll have 3 pool play on Friday and then 4 matches on Saturday.
So you're gonna be playing a lot.
We'll play a lot. The pool play doesn't count against our record, so just to seed you into the bracket for Saturday. So we'll have 4 guaranteed matches on Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about after you get back from Phoenix. It doesn't get any easier, and then we'll talk about the teams in your district.
All right, sounds good.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hey, welcome back. Steve Davis Show. Steve Archibald, special guest today, and also defending Metro Championship this last weekend, and now we're really getting into some teams that once you get back, you got to get off the plane and new experience for you. I mean, that's something that you haven't experienced. Am I correct on that?
That is correct. Yeah, we've never traveled during a high school regular season.
Come back, you're going to play Las Cruces, and Las Cruces is one of those top teams in the state.
Yeah, we come back on Sunday and turn around, practice, get ready for Cruces on Tuesday. They travel up to us, and then we turn on Thursday and travel down to Centennial. So we have 2 tough matches next week. Las Cruces and the number 2 team in the state, and Centennial right 8 or 9.
So this next week's going to test your mental toughness, I guess, traveling, staying in hotels on the road, and then eating and doing all the things. So, and then you come back and really play, 2 teams that you always say you have a target on your back.
Right. Yeah, we come back and, we play two teams that are state contenders, and Las Cruces is a big squad as well. They're deep. They've got a really good hitter in Addison Massey. She's only a sophomore, and they've got some other really tough, talented players. We played them this summer. They were missing some of the players, and so they are going to be looking forward to playing us. They're up here this weekend, actually, Centennial and Cruces, playing in the Rio Rancho tournament. So they'll have some battling some teams up here. I probably predict that Cruces and Siebel will be in the finals up here in Rio Rancho. So that it'll be all of us are getting tested in the next week and a half against each other.
And then all of a sudden it's district time.
Yep.
And it's. I tell you, your district is, you can natural rivalries. I mean, you got El Dorado, Sandia, West Mesa.
Right. We turn around after the Cruces trip, and we turn around and we start district right away. 10 matches: El Dorado, Sandia, West Mesa, Farmington, PV, and some of those are traveling. We have to travel up to Farmington twice, so that kind of gives a little bit of toll on the girls. But the Eldo and Sandia are just the natural rivalries with us. La Cueva's rivalry with Eldo in every sport, and then we've created a rivalry with Sandia in volleyball. So it's just we turn around and have about a week and a half of just some really tough volleyball, and then we enter our district some more tough volleyball.
Concerns about travel and rest and being prepared for district to start?
No, I think we're okay. The good thing is that Cruces comes up to us, so we can, we'll be able to be in our own beds and stay. Then we go down to Centennial on Thursday, so that'll take a little bit of toll. But then we'll have a few days of recovery. Girls will probably be off on Friday and have a long weekend before we start with West Mesa on the next Tuesday.
And then if everything hopefully goes well, then we're here. I mean, we talk about this for the last 4 years. It's just amazing how these next 4 weeks, 5 weeks go by really, really quick.
Yeah, you have state fair season, and state fair you go into football season, then balloons. It all just kind of rolls together, and before you know it, it's state tournament time and Thanksgiving.
And I tell you, yeah, and it's Thanksgiving. I mean, but hopefully it's a good thing.
Yeah. Hopefully we
have another. Hopefully you'll have another state have another blue trophy up there for you. But let's talk about some teams across the state that we haven't covered, and some things maybe some players for the people to look out for, to watch.
I think like I spoke about, you have Oz Cruces and Cibola, but you also have to look at Los Lunas. Los Lunas is giving everyone fits. They beat Cleveland 3 times. They tested us. Los Lunas is a good squad. They're just defensively sound. They get the ball back over. You make the mistake. Another team that's surprising a lot of people, we kind of see them coming, is Albuquerque High. They've got, the coaches.
I've watched them.
Yeah.
I've actually watched. I've gone to 2 matches of theirs, and they're
the sisters, the setter and the outside hitter, which it's the coach's daughter, and they've got some other talented players. Albuquerque High is going to give some teams some fits. Centennial is going to put things together by the time the end of the season. They're perennial state contender. They lost some big players last year, but they have one of their big hitters, Molly Watson, back. So I think those are some of the teams you got to look out for. The Albuquerque district, it's Albuquerque, Los Lunas, the Rio Rancho district, Cibola, Cleveland, Rio Rancho, our district, us, Eldo, Sandia. Volcano is not to be taken lightly. They've got some good players. Sky, outside hitter, is doing real well. I haven't seen the East. I don't know anything what's going on with Hobbs, Roswell.
Don't forget about Clovis.
Clovis, yeah, Clovis and Carlsbad. I think Hobbs has been playing some of the other schools, Las Cruces and Centennial. I think some of them. I think Clovis and maybe Hobbs coming up to Rio Rancho this weekend, so we'll see. Some of the teams will be able to be seen. So those kind of what's in 5A right now is what is shaking down to.
Well, I'll tell you, impressive. I'm excited for you. It's exciting for volleyball. I mean, it seems like you spoke about, it's the Bloom Fiesta, it's this, but it's the energy that you see right now in volleyball. I mean, it's right up there with football right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, the crowds get into it. The players are getting into it. It's a great atmosphere that has been built over the few years, and we're continuing to get some big crowds, especially the big rivalry games, and across the city. I know that the Northern District, the Rio Rancho District, they, every game because it's pretty much local, they get big crowds over there in the atmosphere. So it's going to be a good time of the season to get some fans out to see volleyball and just experience what's happening in New Mexico.
Well, Steve, keep that streak going, and hope to see you in about 5 weeks, sitting right here with me again.
I hope so too. I need another blue trophy.
All right,
sounds
good.
Thank you.